From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going all the way. He's going to score. He's got the five.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo. Welcome to the Top of the Bleachers. It is Tuesday, May the 20th, and we are live. Today, we might talk some NBA playoffs, maybe some Caitlyn versus Angel, maybe a little Boogie Flan. And, yeah, happy Tuesday, brother. What's up, man?
There is a new Selena Gomez Oreo.
Really?
It is. And it says it was inspired by her favorite Mexican drink. So does this thing taste like a margarita? What's this thing taste like?
What in the world are you talking about?
Selena Gomez's new Oreo flavored is inspired by her favorite Mexican drink. And I only know one Mexican drink, and that is a margarita. I don't know any other Mexican drinks.
Gomez's cookie is inspired by her love for
Horchata. A popular Mexican drink and combines flavors both sweet and spiced. It features a layer of chocolate and cinnamon flavored cream on top of a layered sweetened condensed milk flavored cream.
That sounds amazing.
With cinnamon sugar inclusions, all between two chocolate and cinnamon flavored wafers.
Sounds good.
Even has her initials on it.
I see that.
Dude, that's when you know that you have
stuff too. They got musical signs, a heart, some other stuff too.
That's when you know that you have made it big in life, is when you get your own Oreo. Okay? This is like a dream of mine. It's now on my bucket list to have my own Oreo.
I want my own oatmeal pies.
What flavor would your Oreo be?
Let's see. What would inspire my Oreo?
Yeah.
I
think I'd say French toast.
I think they ought to make a quadruple stuff. That's what I think they ought to be.
That's not bad. I kind of like that. The double stuff.
Or make them bigger. Like make it like a size of an oatmeal cream pie cookie.
You know the guy that does SEC roll call, the balding bearded guy, SEC roll call. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you do, man. He did the one. It'll be him playing all the parts of the SEC school.
Oh, yeah. The YouTube stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. He also does reviews, and I watched him do a Hostess review the other day of the bottom 5 selling Hostess brands, and there were a couple that I'd never even seen before. And one of them was a ginger snap oatmeal cream pie. I didn't even know they did that, man.
Never heard of that, no.
Yeah.
Wife gets these cookies that come kind of cinnamon, vanilla, cream, something. I don't know. They're pretty good.
I'm an Oreo junkie, man. I can sit down with a family pack and like annihilate it in one night. And I'm miserable the next day. I crap black for 3 days. Like straight black.
TMI.
Yeah, probably, but
yeah, I could eat some Oreos too, man.
Yeah, when RFK started talking about, red dye number 40 and getting rid of this and this, in my head I was like, yeah, we need to get rid of all that unhealthy stuff except Oreos. Don't be screwing with Oreos. Oreos are really good the way they are.
Yeah, we'll see. Why'd you bring up the cookie thing? Where'd that come from?
It popped up on the news feed over here.
Oh, I got you.
And I saw Oreo, and that did it. That's all I needed.
You seen these videos where they're interviewing girls and they ask them? They asked this one girl who says, "How much should a man spend on your ring?"
Mm-hmm.
And this girl goes, well, at least 75.
75 what?
1,000.
I think
and he was like, really? Why is that? And she said, well, because I'm worth it.
No, you're not.
and then oh my gosh, dude! You can see the guy beside her looking very uncomfortable.
I think the
hang on. She went on to say, "I'm going to be an accountant. I'll make that easy."
Oh, I heard the best line today on the radio. The guy said, "Congratulations to all you new college graduates. I'm looking forward to ordering an espresso from you in the next couple of days." Because they're all going to be working at a coffee shop. But what were we talking about right before that? Oh, wedding rings. I think the protocol or the norm is 3 months salary. Whatever you make is supposed to be 3 months salary.
I've heard that.
Now, who the hell came up with that? I have no idea.
Some rich bastard, probably.
Yeah.
Some woman. That's who came up with that. I guarantee it.
I don't really understand it anyway, because
that don't matter, bro. It don't matter how much it costs. That shouldn't matter.
All right, we're gonna get married, okay? And I can buy you a $75,000 ring, right? Or I could buy you like a $5,000 ring, and we could go on a really nice honeymoon.
Exactly. No, she wants both.
Or we could have, you could have a really decent ring, and we could put a huge down payment on a house together, or something like that.
Yeah, I don't get that too much.
I did see a street interviewer the other day talking about. This is kind of a touchy.
I spent a pretty penny on my wife's, but not nowhere near 3 months salary.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Whatever. These girls are crazy, man. That's what's going on. These WNBA's no different, bro. You see this? I got all kinds of news in the WNBA. You seen this? The Fever guards, Sophie Cunningham. Do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
You seen her? You seen this story?
Yeah. I haven't seen the story. I know who she is, though.
Bro. She has been named, let's see. She's been named in the latest lawsuit against the Suns. She's accused of having an affair with the team's CEO.
Yeah, I did.
Still married.
I did.
It's crazy. WNBA is going bonkers, man.
Well, I mean, you get that many women in one area.
It's about to happen.
And there's probably going to be some craziness happening. There's going to be some hair pulling. Somebody going to be taking off their earrings at some point.
Man.
Wanting to throw down. So let me ask you, man, are you team Caitlyn or are you team Angel?
We talked about this a while ago. I don't know. I guess I root more for Caitlyn than I do Angel, I guess.
So you're a racist.
I guess. I mean, I don't base it on race, but I don't know why. Well, I know why, but it's not got race. Don't really have nothing to do with it. It's more attitude and ungratefulness and selfishness and just saying stupid stuff. Drama. That makes me not. That makes me pick sides.
I don't really. I think they're both decent players. I think Caitlyn's probably a better player.
We said the same exact thing, bro. Yeah, no doubt. Some drama queens, man.
But does that draw viewers? But I'm sure it draws some viewers because you've got people that just really love what's it called? Crap.
Drama?
Not drama. They call it real, not real TV. There's another word for it. reality TV. Like people watch reality TV. I skip reality TV. Like if I see it's a reality show, I move on. Like
I've watched a couple.
I don't like those shows, and it never works out the way I want anyway. So I don't watch them.
Which ones are you talking about? Like Survivor? Because that I can't watch Survivor either, or Naked and Afraid or whatever. I can't watch that.
Never watched an episode of either one of those, man. If it's
me neither. But I have watched some stuff called like, have you seen The Circle?
No.
You seen that one? Okay. Have you seen
Didn't get into Big Brother.
I watched a little Big Brother, but not a lot. That was too much drama.
You really got into one years back called Joe Schmo.
Yeah, I did watch Joe Schmo, yeah.
And I thought it was kind of cruel. You know, they got to the end.
He didn't know.
And told the guy that they had pretty much everybody he knew had been lying to him the entire time.
What's the other one? There's this one called it's like Love at First Sight or something. That's not the name of it, but something
like The Bachelor.
Like, but they meet, like they have these dating pods with a wall between them, and they go on dates with different people. That you never see the person, and they don't talk about what they look like or anything like that.
It's like the dating game.
And then they, couple up, they'll eventually pair off. I like this one more than any other ones, and they'll eventually pair off and decide to get engaged and meet. Married at first sight. That's what it's called. Married at first sight. And so they meet that way, but then they meet, like they meet, but they're engaged or whatever, and it's this big deal, and where they see each other for the first time, and it's always hilarious because you wonder how they're going to react, that's not what I expected. And then after that they meet. After that, for the next 3 or 4 weeks, they put them up in an apartment. Right. And then they have to live their lives, meet the families, and they do this and they do that. And then they'll meet up with the other people that were in the pod, other couples that had coupled up, right? They'll meet up, and then they see each other like, oh yeah, I remember talking to so-and-so. And then there's some jealousy going on. He likes her, she likes him. It's drama. It's crazy. But I watched a little bit of that one. And the Circle one's a little bit different too. It's like a social test, basically. Like nobody knows who anybody is. The only way you talk is through like a chat. You chat back and forth with everybody. It's like a big chat thing. But there's people in there that are acting like themselves. And then there's people in there that are not themselves. Be like some woman, be like, I'm a construction worker from New York, blah, 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 right? But nobody knows that because they can't see or hear, It's pretty. It was the first season was kind of interesting, Like I don't watch more than one season of that stuff, but watched one of them. I watched that anyway.
They have reality shows now where a couple go and sit on a couch and watch their favorite reality show and then talk to each other about the reality show that they're watching. And that's the show, is them watching the reality show.
That's crazy.
I don't watch any of that crap. The last reality show that I watched, this is the honest truth. The last reality show that I watched was American Idol. And it was the year that Daughtry got screwed, and they picked that Taylor Hicks guy, which anybody know where he's at now? Anybody? No. And I was so pissed off that Daughtry didn't win it that I have never watched another one. I'm like, I'm not going to invest this kind of time to be disappointed. Yeah. I get enough of that with the Razorbacks. Okay. I don't need disappointment.
I watched season 1 when Kelly won because we were on the farm in that thing up on the hill, and there was literally nothing to do but play cards or watch TV, and we only got like 2 channels, and one of them was American Idol, so we all watched American Idol. It was pretty good.
Kelly Clarkson confuses me.
Mm-hmm.
She confuses me more than any other celebrity.
What?
Like I can watch her show or flip past her show, and there's Fat Kelly, And then the next show, it'll be Skinny Kelly. And then I see a commercial with Fat Kelly. And then I see a commercial with Skinny Kelly. And then I see her on the show and she's like Medium Kelly. It's like this lady does more with her weight than Oprah used to. Oprah used to be skinny, fat, skinny, fat, skinny.
Yeah,
fat.
She struggles with that for sure. Yeah.
But she loves to cook. You know, she's really sweet when I like her interviews and stuff. I'm just I never know if I'm watching a new episode or an old episode or I don't know. She'll go on a Wayfair commercial and she'll look awesome. And then the next time you see her, it's like, what the hell happened to Kelly?
I don't know. I don't know how she is now, but I did like her before. I don't know what she's like now, but I liked her on because I watched a lot of The Voice. That's the other. I didn't realize that was a reality show, but I watched The Voice. That's like the only thing besides sports or movies or something that I really watch. And I haven't watched in a couple seasons. Snoop Dogg was on. I didn't watch all that season.
I'll watch YouTube clips of like America's Got Talent. Like I'll see like they'll do like all the golden buzzers, all the golden buzzers, and I'll watch that. And I'm like, well, I can't watch this show because I tear up like half the time.
I know, right?
I don't want to watch this. And that was the thing about American Idol that I didn't like. I always liked it like when they got to the ones that they picked and then they got to the contest. I didn't like the beginning when everybody would come in and audition and stuff. I didn't like that part.
This made you uncomfortable?
Uncomfortable. Sometimes I'd be like, why are they wasting TV time with this terrible singer? You know?
Because it's funny, I thought.
I guess
watching
watching some guy make a fool of himself.
Some of it was a little bit. Isn't that bullying? I mean, come on.
And you know, some of them know they can't sing worth of crap. Right?
They have to, right?
Yeah, but then there are some that go in there that honestly, like you can tell they believe that they can sing, and they start singing, and I'm like, you can't sing.
Just think about this though: if the only time you ever listened to music was when you had headphones in, or you're in the car and it's turned up all the way, and you couldn't hear nothing else, and you were singing along with it, you would think you were a good singer.
No,
but when you take all that stuff away and you just have to sing, like,
back in the day,
that's how you really sound.
I'm going to take you kids way back, okay? Back in the day, they had these little things called a tape recorder, right? And you put this thing called a cassette tape in it, and you put the thing down, and then you could hit record, and on a blank tape, you could actually record yourself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother told me all the time, I wish that you would get in the choir or you would do something because you just got the greatest voice. And I believed my grandmother because she was my grandmother. So I grabbed the tape deck one night and I picked a song that I knew the words to, and I hit the button and I sang it. And I thought I sang it to the best of my ability. And then I re-listened to it and I was like, what? My grandmother is deaf. My grandmother's deaf and she really loves me. That's what I found out.
That's true.
And nobody likes the sound of their own voice. I'm convinced that like you could take like the greatest singer in the world. You could take, like Elvis Presley. And I bet you Elvis hated the sound of his voice. When he re-listened to it, he was probably like, is that really what I sound like?
Yeah, probably.
Now, if I sang like I sounded in my head, I'd be a superstar. But that's not what I sound like. I don't sound like that at all.
Me too. If you could turn up the original band real loud where it's over me and then let me sing, I'm a star, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a star.
That's the only way I can actually sing along with like some of these female singers is because they sing so high that I have to turn the volume all the way up so they drown me out because I can't sing that high.
I'd have to do all my recording in the shower. That's the only other place where I have good acoustics.
I am not a shower singer. I've never been a shower singer.
I'm more of a shower whistler.
I am a shower daydreamer. I daydream about stuff in the chat.
Let me ask you this: you ever let the water run down your arm and put your arm out, and the water shoots out the end of your finger, and you act like you got superpowers?
Never.
Come on! I can't be the only one.
Yeah, you're the only one on that one, man.
No way.
I don't know that
one. Come on. How about when you shampoo your hair, you gave yourself a mohawk? You ever did that? A long time ago, obviously.
Do you see any hair?
I said a long time ago.
There ain't no mohawk.
A long time ago, when you was a kid, you had a ton of hair.
Oh, I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
Did you ever get lice when you were a kid?
Oh.
You ever got lice? I got lice one time when I was in elementary. I guess I caught it from the kid next to me or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, I remember I was like second grade and my mom was like, "No, I'm not trusting you. She shampooed my head. I think I still got scars on my head from her shampooing my head the time I got lice."
I think Steve had it one time. Of course, my cousins had it a few times.
I never really saw a difference in people at school. Like people had cliques that they ran around in, and I kind of ran around with everybody. Like I didn't care if you were poor or a preppy or a stoner or whatever. I hung out with everybody. And I've been like that my whole life. And I think I made friends with the kid. As a matter of fact, I think his name was Brian Hubble. I don't know why I remember that, but his name was Brian Hubble. And I made friends with him. And I think he's the one I caught lice from.
Wow. Throw him right under the bus. So many people are going to see this.
What are the chances, Brian Hubble?
What you comment? Hey, that was me.
That'd be awesome. I haven't talked to him in forever.
Oh, that's funny.
I'd like to know how he turned out. I was friends with a kid in like when I first moved to Mountain Home. I was like the palest kid ever because I never came out of my room, and I had spent from kindergarten to 6th grade in one spot, and then they moved me, and I just thought life was over,
Yep.
But I made friends with one of my very first friends was a guy named Glenn Reeves. Do you remember Glenn Reeves?
I do remember Glenn, yes.
And I went over to his house a few times. Total dork. Great guy. Don't get me wrong. If you are watching, you were a great dude.
Yeah.
But kind of on the dorky side or whatever. Anyway, I think in 9th grade, he got into a fight out in front of the middle school. And to intimidate the guy that he was about to fight, he was a little bitty guy. To intimidate the guy he was going to fight, he turned around and headbutted a concrete pillar, split himself open, bleeding everywhere. Turned around and got, "You want some of this?" The guy did not want any of this. It worked. I mean, other than the fact that he split his head open, it totally worked.
Oh my gosh. You concussed him probably. Goodness gracious.
I think the guy called him crazy and walked off. I was like, yeah, he's crazy. Turn around and headbutt a concrete pillar.
That's funny. We'll see what we got going on here, man. Well, what do you want to talk about first?
I don't care. What do you want to talk about?
Well, how you feel about this Boogie thing? Boogie Flan committed to Florida. He's not coming back to the Razorbacks. What you think?
I can see both sides of it. We didn't really have room for him. He was probably going to end up. He was going to have to fight for a starting position. Florida's got some holes that they need to fill, and he feels that pretty good. And I mean, they just won the national championship. You can't really blame the kid for taking a chance on him. I don't know what they paid him. I don't imagine that Arkansas even offered to match it or anything like that. It's just we don't really have a spot for him.
North of $2 million is what I heard.
I'd love to have him back. I'd love to have everybody back, but I mean, you got to be realistic about,
Yeah, I see that side of it, and I'm sure Cal was like, "You do whatever's best for you," you know what I mean, or whatever like that. And I get that, but it's just part of me I just hate to see him in another jersey. You know what I mean?
I would love.
It just hurts my soul.
I want the kid to do really well. I want him to play phenomenal in every ball game he plays in, except for when he plays the Hogs. And then I want him to look like total trash when we play.
Yes, please.
And I don't blame him for coming back because of the injury, he didn't get as much game time. He didn't get to show what he could really do. So I don't really blame him for coming back.
I'm surprised, really, man. I mean, I don't know. I guess, I don't know, man. He must have thought if I'm not going first round, I'm not staying.
Well, I mean, let's say he has a full season with us and he has a couple of games where, like, we went on that 5-game losing streak. Say, like, he has a couple of incredible games and we end up only losing 3 of those. He's still got his shot and everything. When we hit the tournament, we go a little bit further. Maybe he is a first rounder. And he might be looking at the fact that going to Florida and getting more playing time and more stuff on film, maybe he can move up into a lottery pick.
Well, you're going to make more money coming back to college right now.
I think it's going to be something that you see more and more of because you can come back to college and make just as much money or more than you're going to make in a 2-way contract in the G League. So why not? Why not come back and reap the benefits? If I'm a kid, especially a 4 or a 5-star coming into college right now, I'm in no rush to go to the NBA. Okay, no rush whatsoever to go to the NBA.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much they go to class, but just being able to focus on basketball and nothing else, I can see them.
I think they'd be
like, I'm done with school.
I know that that's probably how most of them look at it, but they would be silly not to take advantage of the free education and the college degree, because at some point you're not going to be able to play basketball anymore. And you're going to want to do something else with your life, whether it's broadcasting or selling insurance, whatever it is. When basketball is over with, it's nice to have an education behind you that you could fall back on or whatever. And some of these, I mean, the average length of a career in the NBA is not as long as most people think. I mean, there are very few LeBrons that do it for 20 plus years. I mean, most guys, get 4 or 5 years or maybe not even that much, So I think it'd be silly not to take advantage of the free education. Why not? I mean, they're giving it to you, and they want you to play basketball, so the teachers aren't going to be that hard on you. You probably get a C for just showing up to class. You know what I mean?
You take basket weaving and basket weaving too.
Yeah,
2 semesters right there.
Yeah. I heard.
I don't even know if they have that anymore or not.
They put out. I don't know if it's true or not, but on X, when Cooper Flagg, I saw Cooper Flagg's class schedule. I don't know if it's really his class schedule.
Yeah.
It could have been a joke or something like that, but one of them was like intro to hip hop, right? That was one of the classes he was taking. Intro to hip hop.
Yeah, Dukes. They got high caliber classes over there.
I think I did introduction to hip hop in like 5th grade. I think I did introduction to hip hop.
I got some breaking news, man.
All right, hit me with it.
George Wendt.
Yeah, I just saw Norm. Did he die?
He passed away today.
I just saw his picture up just a second ago. I didn't know what it was up there for. I didn't read the story.
Yeah, 76 years old.
76. Chicago native.
That's a long
The Bears. He used to do the Bears when he would go on SNL.
Mm-hmm. The Bears.
I didn't realize he was so old. 76.
And the Bulls. Yeah, I mean, Cheers was in what?
The 80s. It was in the 80s.
And he was middle-aged then, or,
You think there was ever a time he ever walked into a bar and somebody didn't yell Norm at him?
Never. I bet not ever.
Dude, come on.
Oh, wow. Zakai Ziegler from Tennessee's suing for a 5th year of eligibility.
Okay.
I don't know what that's based on, but.
Hello? Hey, the pool guy's on his way. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bye. Pool guy's on his way.
Pool guy is on his way. All right. Well, let's see. We got Boogie. Tonight we got Wolves and Thunder.
We don't have to get in a rush. I can't help the guy. He's the
yeah, but you're gonna have to get up.
No, gates open. The dogs can't get to him. He knows where the pool's at.
By the way, a guy I watched a podcast on was out for a run, and this, I guess, a boxer first came running at him and stopped and was looking at him, and then this pit bull came running across there and didn't even sniff, look, nothing, just bite. And then he yelled at him and he ran off. But there was no owner out there. There was no nothing. I was like, that sucks.
So how do you know if he's got, his shots and everything?
I don't suppose you do. I suppose you go to urgent care.
Dude,
and they give you all the stuff, I guess.
You know where they give it? Well, I don't know if it's as bad as it used to be, but it used to be like 18 shots, and you had to take them in your abdomen.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad anymore. I've heard that horror story too. Yeah, I don't think it's like that anymore.
But that might have been something parents told us to keep from playing with dogs.
It might have been. Don't get the rabies. He's foaming at the mouth. Yep. Anyway, NBA tonight, Wolves, Thunder, game 1. Thunder at home. Who are you taking in this one?
Oh, I'll take the Thunder at home, man.
Thunder 6.5 right now, favorite. By the way, we'll get on to Caitlyn in a minute here. Anyway, I think I'll pick the Thunder in this one as well. I think they're going to get the win at home. I wonder how many times. Anyway, that should be good. And then the Eastern Conference starts tomorrow night. Knicks and Pacers. So that should be good. And then there's some WNBA tonight. By the way, the Fever played tonight, which Caitlyn Clark. Did you know she's played one game? She's averaging a triple-double.
That girl, she's just. That was another thing about the whole push and shove and flagrant foul and all that was. All it did was fire that girl up. I mean, she went on a tear after that. It's kind of like MJ. It's like, just y'all don't piss him off. Like, when you're beating him, keep your mouth shut, Yep.
Let's see here. They did beat the crap out of them too. That game that you're talking about.
Yeah, she went off, dude.
93-58.
And I think that might be another reason why Angel is so, anti-Caitlyn, is because she's stuck on a crappy team. Caitlyn actually has a pretty good team.
Yeah. Well, they're better, that's for sure, than they were. I mean, they got the number 1 pick when they got her, and then I forgot who they picked this year. Oh, Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah. They got that
Sophie Cunningham's on the Fever now?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she has a good team this year.
No, Sophie, that's the girl we just talking about. Was in the lawsuit for
the
having
blonde
the affair. Yeah,
yeah.
I thought she was on the Suns. I didn't know she was on the Fever.
No, she got
or
traded.
Not the Suns, but the whatever it is.
She got traded to the Fever. The Mystics. What is
Phoenix like Spark? That's not it.
No.
I don't
Is
remember.
it the Mystics? No, that's somebody else.
Let me see. Phoenix Mercury.
Phoenix Mercury.
Yep. Anyway, yeah. So what do you think about all this Caitlyn Angel stuff that's been going on? Because it feels like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every time they play. It feels like, you know what I mean?
I think it's great for the WNBA, just like Magic and Bird for the NBA. I think it needs to be handled a little bit better. Like, I think one party of the two is a little too sensitive. Uh-oh, we're getting instruction. He had to take the headphones off. I think one party of the two is a little too sensitive, you know. But I expect the kind of fire that they have, because both of them are winners and competitors, and they don't like to lose. And so, I mean, you know,
yeah,
Angel likes to think that she's as good as Caitlyn, and Caitlyn, I don't know how Caitlyn feels about Angel Reese, honestly. I think it's pretty obvious how Angel feels about Caitlyn, but I'm not sure how Caitlyn feels about Angel.
She's not allowed to say, or she'd be a racist or something. You know what I mean? She's not allowed to say she don't like her. Like Angel could say, I don't like her, and nothing would happen.
Well, I mean, I think it's good. Yeah. I think it's good for the WNBA, and they need to take the race out of it, and they need to just like.
Yeah, I know Ryan Clark and RG3 getting into it, and
Ryan Clark's an idiot.
You don't need to talk about it because you're married to a white woman. Like, what in the world? What?
But doesn't he have a kid with a white woman?
He does.
Clark has got a kid with a white woman.
Yeah, like, I mean, why would you say like that's
for
racist in itself? You know what I mean? Like,
for clickbait.
Don't be saying don't be racist and then be racist. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what the freak?
It's true. It is true. And it's biblical. You know, the Bible talks about returning love for hate and love for love. You can't solve hate with more hate. You just can't do it.
Yes, it's true.
Like, if you're only responsible for yourself, I'm only responsible for myself. So here's how I end racism. I'm not a racist. That's how I end racism.
Yeah.
I did see a funny tweet the other day, and it was of the NFL end zone. And it said, I used to be a huge racist until the NFL put end racism in the end zone. And then I'm not a racist.
Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
And that's the only way that you'll ever get rid of it is to, it's going to have to be a generational thing where we stop teaching it to our children. And I just don't see it happening because it's one of the ways that people identify. It's not the correct way to identify, but it's one of the way that people identify. You know, like if somebody was to say, you know, identify yourself, the like 10th or 12th on the list, and maybe I bring up the fact that I'm white, but there are so many things that I identify as way before my skin color. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I identify as a Christian. I identify as a mailman. I identify, you know, as a brother, as a son, as, you know, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a bunch of stuff. You have different roles, different ways that I identify myself as. And white is way on down the list, you know? I'm a Cherokee Indian, and I don't ever talk about that and bring it.
I've got Cherokee in me. I don't ever bring it up. If the first thing out of your mouth is, you know, how do you identify? Well, I am a white woman, or I am a black man, or something. You're selling yourself short, because a person is so many more things before they're that. You know, yep. I mean, you're just selling yourself short by doing that. So that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, it's not like Caitlyn doesn't have things to make fun of. I mean, She got one of the biggest noses I've ever seen on a woman. Her nose. I mean,
I can't say nothing about that.
She got no figure. I mean, nothing. I mean, she is a beanpole from top to bottom. She got no figure on her. It's not like, she's just this gorgeous blonde-headed thing that's just, outstanding. It's like both of them just need to quit being so sensitive and just play basketball. But I think it is good for the NBA or the WNBA. I think it draws viewership. It draws attention to them. They're still having problems. Like Indiana's not, but a lot of them are having problems bringing in and filling stadiums, and that's probably another reason why it ticks some of these girls off in the WNBA is because Caitlyn's filling her stadium up every night. And when she comes to your town, everybody shows up. And when she leaves, half of them come out,
Yeah, but I mean, they should be looking at it different. They should be looking at it just like MJ. Like the league exploded. You know what I mean? Like they were like of course, Magic and Bird had a big part of it too, but the NBA was about to die before they came along. You know what I mean? The WNBA could die easily if Caitlyn hadn't come along when she did. So they should be thankful.
Well, not just
anybody, white, black, whatever, that they have a star. You know what I mean?
Well, they've got a few stars. The thing is that the men still subsidize the women's game, and I hear women athletes talk about, well, we don't get paid as much as the male. It's because the males fill up the stadium and you don't fill up the stadium. But if you get more exposure and you have that star and everything, and now you can start filling up the stadiums and everything, guess what? Eventually, the men don't have to subsidize you anymore, and you can start making them killer contracts that they're making in the NBA. This is all good for the WNBA. All this is good for the WNBA.
Yeah, it'd be good for all of them. You know what I mean? They'd all make more money. You know what I mean?
And I told you this earlier before we went on, and it's the absolute truth. Women don't like each other. They don't build each other up. They tear each other down. That's what they do. When your wife when y'all go out for a date and your wife goes and she puts on all her makeup and her eyeliner and she gets dressed up, she ain't doing that for you. She's doing that for all those other women that she runs into out there.
Well, mine says she does it for me. I believe her.
Well, she's lying to you.
Well, maybe not. Anyway, besides that, racism crap and the WNBA stuff. There's games tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on a minute. Where we go? Tonight. Again, I need to learn. Oh, Asia plays tonight, man. The Aces play the Sun, and the Dream play the Fever.
Not only that, but
holy moly, Asia's had 30. She's averaging 31 and 16.
But she's only played one game.
That's
still pretty impressive.
That's crazy.
And see, that's another thing about the Caitlyn Angel thing is that it puts more eyes on the WNBA. And if I don't ever watch the WNBA and I'm like, oh, this Caitlyn Angel thing's happening, I'm gonna flip over and watch. Shut up.
Pool guys there, probably.
Yeah. Would you hush? If I don't ever watch the WNBA, but I know about the Angel and Caitlyn thing, and then I tune in and I see Asia play, you know what? I might become an Asia fan and start watching her team.
Yeah. Getting
eyes on the game is great for the sport.
I agree. Well, we'll see how the season plays out and how the Fever do. Right now, let's see. I was going to look at the standings here. Let's see. Of course, it's way early. Yeah, after 2 games, basically.
We need to do our way early prediction of who's going to win it all. Hard to go against Asia. Hard to go against Asia.
Who won it last year?
I think it was Asia's team, whatever she plays for.
New York, I think. Liberty.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think it was a Liberty.
I think it was the Liberty. I think
either them or the Sparks. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Siri, who won the WNBA championship last year?
Here are the results from the WNBA finals between October 8th, 2023 and October 18th, 2023. The Aces beat the Liberty by a score of 70-69.
The Aces. 2020. Okay, that's enough. The Aces.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Impressive then. All right. Well, anyway, and then the NBA stuff on tonight too. But anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
You want to talk about P. Diddy? I've been going down that rabbit hole for the last 3 days.
Okay. What do you want to talk about? Because this guy is
crazy, man. 5 counts. Okay. Let's see. Where did I read that at? He got 5 counts. One of them was racketeering. He was accused of abuse and violence. I can't find. Oh, here it is. Combs has pleaded not guilty to 5 counts, including 1 count racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. If convicted, he could face a sentence up to life in prison. Okay. He pled not guilty.
Mm-hmm. Of course
this to me is the most interesting part, because so far all we've had is testimony from people against P. Diddy, or the Diddler, as people are calling him now. What is his argument going to be? Like, what are they going to, like, how do you say you're not guilty and then hear a girl go up there and talk about some of the things that
I don't know.
Cassie talked about? I mean,
I can't believe he didn't do a plea deal right away, so none of that would come out. Like the faster he did it, would have done a plea deal. I think none of this would be talked about. None of that stuff would come out. All that stuff.
I think that's part of his game plan. I think he has enough dirt on enough famous people that he's thinking at some point somebody's name's going to come out and this thing's going to be shut down. I think that's what he thinks.
I think that's what he thinks too.
I think, and I've heard people say that he might get off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's on trial. Anything can happen, right? Mistrial, anything. Oh, they confiscate his baby oil illegally. Wow, mistrial. You know what I mean? Like, it happens all the time.
Oh my gosh, dude!
I saw this today too. They some of the ecstasy pills that they confiscated look like Obama. That's funny.
Well, I listened to a phone call. Like when you're in prison and you call into the prison, and like say you're in prison and I call you, right? And you're talking to me on the phone. They record everything that you say, right? And he's talking to somebody on the phone. I can't remember who it was. And he's talking about pizza boxes. He's like, you got to get all the pizza boxes out of the house. And the guy's like, the pizza boxes. He got all the do you hear what I'm saying? All the pizza boxes need to be taken out of the house.
Oh my gosh, bro. I saw another combo. He was talking to somebody and he kept saying stuff, and the guy would be like, okay, but we can't talk about this right now. And then Diddy'd be like, and listen, you remember when I took care of your house and took care of the worms that were around your house, and kept going. And the guy would be like, okay, yeah, we just can't talk about this right now. And he just kept going. You know, he was like, he's what an idiot. Like, he's stupid.
And you figure, you know, he's got a lot of money. You figure like he's got good lawyers. Are they not telling him, hey, quit calling people? Quit calling. Would you hush? He has permission to be in the backyard. Well, they're both. They're gonna tear him up. Hold on, I gotta talk to the pool guy.
I knew this was gonna happen. Oh, gosh. Anyway, that's the show, folks. Off to do the pool stuff. Anyway, we talked about it. Boogie went to Florida. We're sad, but understand. Wolves and Thunder, we both got the Thunder in tonight's game. And then the Caitlyn and Angel thing is just it's like a car crash that you can't look away from. It's interesting to say the least. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. We'll just end the show now, and I'll catch y'all later. I just ended the show. I'm hitting the button.
That what?
Yeah, you've gone too long. You missed all the outro stuff. So.
All right. Well, see everybody later.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.